Mars, what'd you think of Wemby last night?
It's trash.
You think he was garbage? Why and why do you think he sucked, Mars?
Minus like the 3-minute stretch in the third. That was cool. But everything
the
else
12
was trash.
points that the 12 points that he scored.
Everything else was trash. Yeah.
What was bad about him?
Offensive decision making, offensive assertiveness, defensive block hunting, giving up the offensive glass, allow Mitchell Robinson to get behind and play after play, giving the opposing team second chance opportunities. Those are the biggest issues in my opinion. So he allowed Mitchell Robinson to dominate him, on both sides of the ball.
You got to pause that, Mars. You do not have to pause that. That's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what happened. Both sides.
Yeah, yes. just in case. Precautionary pause. And then so like the tendency of chasing a block, trying to contest everything at the rim has its downsides when you have someone who's going to follow up the shot every single time.
Yep.
It's just about knowing your personnel, knowing what you can and can't do. And that's why I say offensive rebounders provide spacing in a way that isn't just 3-point shooting. Because a big can't leave a Mitchell Robinson's body. You can't leave a Steven Adams' body. When it was Shaquille O'Neal, for obvious reasons, you couldn't leave his body. Because if you do, that means they can follow in the miss. Now you got an offensive rebound. That's either a putback, that's a spray out three. Your defense in rotation. It's a bad play every time. And Wemby didn't seem to get the memo yesterday. And that's why they ended up losing, I think, because that fourth quarter offensive rebounding killed them.
Ron, do you when you have a guy like Wemby, because I get a lot of heat about this, because Wemby, when he's protecting the rim as a defensive player, Wemby is so dynamic at what he does, right? And he's just so polarizing. I feel like there's a lot of holes in Wemby's game as a defender.
There are.
There's a lot of holes in it. There's a lot of holes in his game. And last night was and last night was evidence of that, Ron. So one of the things, and Mars actually stole some of my thunder. As a rim protector. No, I'm glad you brought that up, Mars. And the reason why I'm glad you brought that up, because it's very important. The reason why you can't block every shot, that's why Bill Russell was so awesome at what he did. The reason why you can't block every shot is because I take myself out of position to rebound. And when I'm going up against a dude like Mitchell Robinson, he's pushing me underneath the basket because I'm trying to swat everything away. Well, if I'm trying to swat everything away and I got a behemoth like Mitchell Robinson, who definitely outweighs me, stronger, pushing me underneath the basket, and we don't have anybody else out here, by the way, to contend with him. I got Vassell and I got Keldon Johnson out here trying to help me, but ultimately, this is my responsibility as a rim protector to rebound. So if he could understand that, okay, I don't have to block every shot. If I could just be more of a force in the paint where I'm deterring guys or making them take bad shots and I can keep myself in position to rebound, I think that's going to make him a better defender. And I think that's what cost him the game last night.
To your point, Chill, like Wemby only posted up, though, 2 to 3 times the whole night. And I think that when you talk about guys playing like big men, I think Wemby's greatest individual challenge of his career is when to play like a big and when to go to the finesse and range shooting. Because people fall in love with the 10 straight points he had with the middies and the threes, but is it in the team's best interest and his best interest long term to be playing so much on the perimeter? Like, it's a hard balance to strike when you're 7'5" and so skilled, but he's also a constant matchup problem when he's in the post. So where is that balance? I think will be his greatest challenge. So we'll see how that pans out, but it will take some maturity, I think.
Yeah, we just not. I think with Wemby, to your point, I think a lot of people, they see it, the potential, and they want to be where the potential is going. They want to be there right now when we're not there yet. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there, but we're not there yet. And Ron, I think I said this to you before, and I know I sound ridiculous with this. Wemby just look weird on the bench, Ron. If I might be Tibbs when it comes to Wemby. He's never coming out the game unless he tired. I'm never, and I know physically, unfortunately, he can't hold up to do that. I do know that. I know that that's ridiculous for me to think that, but he just looks weird on the bench. He just looks like he should never come out of the game. When I think about when I think about the better players from the past, I'm thinking to myself, like, what happens if Wemby was physically able to play? I'm going to throw a number out. Let's say Wemby was physically able to play 42 minutes a game. How are we talking about Wemby if he's like, if he was physically able to play 42 minutes a game? How are we talking about Wemby if he's like 30?
How many games a season?
Oh, I'm getting like 75 games out of him.
So if the biggest guy in the league could play more minutes than everyone,
I'm getting like 70, and I could get now hear me out, Mars. What if I could get 42 minutes a game out of Wemby? And the reason why I'm saying this is because I've seen it in the past. But what if I could get 42 minutes a game out of Wemby, and that stat line looked like, I don't know, Wemby was like 33, 24, 5, and like 6 blocks. Like, how we talking about Wemby?
That wouldn't be a stat line.
At some stage,
we're just gonna per 36 him. We're gonna tax those 6 minutes per 36. And he's actually only averaging 28.
At some stage, he's gonna have to
12
play heavy minutes.
3.
Because I just
42
heavy minutes for Wemby is like you get to like 40 in series.
Yeah,
like in the playoffs, he's gonna have to.
Yeah, that's heavy minutes, and not even then, that's probably pushing it. But if you use your timeouts correctly, like you can get Wemby to around 40 for a series, or maybe the last couple games of a series. But heavy minutes for Wemby is gonna be like 38.
When was the last time we seen a shooting guard play that many minutes? Was it Iverson?
42, yeah, probably is like AI.
I think it was either Iverson or Michael Finley.
I don't know if shooting guards can play that many minutes this NBA.
Yeah.
Why not? Is it because I'm physically not able to do it, or is that what it is?
Yeah, he'll break down, man. Break down.
Because I know Wemby physically he can't do that, but I see him on the bench and I see him with this San Antonio squad, and there's too many good things. Even with the bad things, there's too many good things that happen when he's on the floor. I feel like this dude should never come out the game.
Monte Ellis played 41 and a half.
Shout out to Mississippi.
What year was that?
2010. That's the last time anyone eclipsed 40 was Monte Ellis.
Both of my parents are from Mississippi. All of my family is from Mississippi.
Yeah. So the last time anyone eclipsed 40 was Monte Ellis in 2010 and 2011.
Yeah.
Before that, it was Iverson alone.
I just think that a guy.
No, I just wanted to be, because we talking about Wemby, and people in the chat were like, "Oh, Wemby best in the world" or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But to me, watching Wemby right now is what it was like watching LeBron in like 07, 08. Right?
They'll tell you he was the best in the world.
But hold on, this is what I'm getting at, Mars. I'm saying when you watch LeBron in 07, 08, you'll see these highs to where you're like, oh yeah, the game against the Pistons in the playoffs, or his PRA in the regular season. He has these amazing games, and you're like, oh my goodness, his impact, his statistical profile, he might be the best player in the world. He is the best player in the world. That's what his highs would suggest. Wemby is playing, he's at that level right now to where, like, when Wemby's playing his best game, it's up there with a Nikola Jokic best game, a Giannis best game, a Shea best game. However, just like LeBron kind of in 07, 08, the highs are there, yes, but there are still a lot of flaws in their game, and they're not as polished as they need to be in that kind of conversation. Like, yes, was LeBron fantastic in 07? Absolutely. But he needed to get a little bit more polish before he was better than Kobe, like, in my opinion, in like 07, 08. And that's kind of what we're looking at with Wemby.
I think
Wemby needs to get a little bit more polish.
Still far away from that.
Kobe went even better.
Yeah, real talk. I get the point you're making. He more like 06, 07. It's more like 06, 07, bro. He ain't anything 08. He not there yet.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the chat throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops all hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.